Hey guys, Gojir Plus back on with your days. And while I did not expect to upload more than one video today, or at least not a Pokemon video and a college football video, here we are. We've got the Texas versus Ohio State quick game review. I'm not trying to make these like 11 minutes like I did for some games in the past. I'm trying to keep these all under 10 minutes. But I did watch the game. I did watch Ohio State completely dismantle Texas and Archie Manning's offense. Or Arch Manning, I don't think it's Archie. Either way, um, man, this was a game to watch. It wasn't super entertaining until the fourth quarter. And it's just because in the fourth quarter, the defensive stops really made you feel something. In the first three quarters, you just want people to score. But when every little first down matters, like how much it did in the fourth quarter, that really did make every stop feel bigger. Man, I have a little bit to say. I won't say a lot, but I don't want this to be too long. So we're going to quickly go into the game leaders here. Arch Manning, of course, the leading quarterback for Texas. People were wondering if he was ready for the moment. I mean, your first season start, like not starting a random game of the season, being against Ohio State on the road cannot be easy. And yeah, we saw a lot of that, especially in that final drive. Just couldn't hit receivers right in front of him. Manning struggled just over 50% completion percentage. The one touchdown, one pick, and another one that should have been intercepted was ruled incomplete. So yeah, Manning had a really, really rough day. I'm not surprised. I didn't pick a team to win, but I'm not gonna say who I was leaning towards because it was shifting by the minute. But I was really worried about what Arch Manning was going to do today. And we already see Texas struggle to run against better defenses last year. So it just wasn't already wasn't looking great, and it didn't turn out too well. At least Wisner had a solid game with 16 carries, 80 yards. Andrews was the top player at tight end, but man, they had no sacks. Zero sacks for Texas. No run game, and a very inconsistent and scary passing. Well, Ohio State, well, Julian Sand did what he had to do. He threw 13, completed 13 of his 20 passes and scored a touchdown. Didn't make any scary throws, no terrible decisions. He kept himself from getting sacked. It was a really solid game for him. He did what he needed to do. Donaldson, who I didn't hear of before this game, I don't really do that much like roster diving for college football, or really any at all. He ran 19 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown, so seems like he was pretty much the fantasy leader for position for skill players on Texas. I mean on Ohio State. While Tate had that insane touchdown, I mean it looked great. It was great. That was the funnest play probably the entire game. He finishes it with 49 yards and a touchdown. Notably, Jeremiah Smith dropped a few passes, maybe two, three, but they did have at least one sack. Um, yeah, okay. Texas ran the ball a lot. CJ Baxter was fine. They actually, I mean, man, when you see they like, man, they were solid running the ball, but they just couldn't convert. They just really couldn't. One tackle for loss, no sacks. That's pretty bad. Well, Ohio State, can I get to them? I mean, James Peoples was nowhere near as good on the ground, even though Donaldson wasn't great either. Saying was a non-factor on the ground. Jeremiah Smith did still catch a few passes. Texas did pretty. Yeah, I would say they did great. I mean, a lot of his incompletions were dropped, so it was like they were locking Jeremiah Smith up already. But they had one sack, one tackle for loss. So wasn't a lot to see from the D lines, strictly big play wise. But both teams did solid jobs on third and shorts and stuff like that. Specifically, Ohio State with the goal line stand and the early stop, I think, on the first drive. But yeah, the interceptions really hurt Texas. Dude, I mean, it was just a game. It wasn't a really exciting game to watch, but you could tell you were watching two of the best teams in the country. And what it came down to is that Texas was donning a new quarterback on the road against the national champions from last year. And he played like the situation and like how I honestly kind of expected him to play. I mean, there's a lot of hype for Manning, but his first road game is at Ohio State week one. it was going to be tough for Texas to win this game. I'm not surprised. I'm not only not surprised that Texas lost, I'm not surprised that was a low scoring game. Initially, you'd think, wow, two really good offenses, but also you got to think these are two very solid defenses as well. But I don't think Texas fans should be too bummed out about this loss in general. I'd be scared about some of Sarkisian's play calls. I'd be really, really concerned about Arch Manning. But at the end of the day, Texas has 11 more games to play. They have, what, three free wins coming? So they get that time to build up Manning, and then they play Florida, which is, we'll see how good Florida is, of course. But man, there's a lot to like if you're Ohio State. Not even because of the score. You won by one score, but Ohio State was in control all game. Even before teams were scoring, you could tell Ohio State was dictating the pace. So that's another strong victory for the Big Ten over the SEC. Is there anything else interesting here? Oh yeah, Boise State upset by USF. I heard the Iowa State versus Kansas State was fun. But we got a lot of new big games coming up, so I'm going to leave us here and focus on those. So tell me your predictions for Alabama, Florida State, and LSU Clemson down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.